Davies in the middle. Checks back against Carter and scores. That is atypical for the Amina Margot.
Quickly gets it back again. Oh, what a goal! Well, that sums up her season. The Gunners are WSL champions.
It's a long trip over to Dublin. The Lionesses are on the prowl for those 3 points, but the Irish are going to be defending for all their might. Or will it be the other way around? Welcome to Vic Akers Wonderland. I am Matt, your host today, and I am joined as always by Lottie. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Bit looking a bit soggy today. Post gym shower, but yeah, no, good. How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you. And as always, we are joined by Adam. How are you?
Tired. It's been a long Monday, first day back at work, but I am enjoying the delightful hospitality of the good people of Vista. So just looking forward to having a nice chat about the Lionesses with the two of you, and then unwinding for the evening.
So, as we are talking about the Lionesses, I didn't realise this, but in the World Cup qualifiers a couple of years ago, a number 9 called Beth Mead, I don't know if you heard about, made her debut at St Mary's Stadium. Little did I know that I was there, and I forgot. I don't remember much of the game because it was 0-0, but that's one of the games that England should have won. So I was just wondering. Yeah, Wales, yeah. I was just wondering, is there any game that you go to that you remember any debut, or is there any sort of memories that you have of any debutants that you have? Could be England, Arsenal. Could be Arsenal, could be the men.
Ooh, that's a good one.
If you've got a tough one, I would say pick your top 3.
Well, I was going to say I could think of the other way around. I could certainly think of games when I was there for their last game. That was a thing. Debuts. Was there any players came on for the debut? I mean, the obvious one for me is Lion City Lionesses and being there when Vivian Leah got her first minutes this season, and she got a good reception. And I was lucky enough to see her play the ball in the corner without any fear whatsoever. That I think naivety of youth, but there was no pressure or stress. And just express yourself. And it was just like she was playing on the school playground with her friends. So that's the one that immediately sticks to mind. If I think of any others, I'll let you know. But that one's in the mind at the moment.
I think for me, it's got to be 29th of August 2020. Arsenal men's FA Community Shield, Smith Rowe's debut. We lost 5-4 penalties that day, I think. No, we won. Sorry. Ignore that. I haven't seen us lose in a long time against Liverpool. So it was 1-1 at 90 minutes, and then
Smith Rowe played before then for Arsenal, hasn't he? He'd done some League Cup games.
He was an unused sub, but he was on the bench. That was my point. If you'd let me finish.
That's fine. No, okay.
I think he did struggle. If I remember rightly, he struggled that autumn, and then he started to sort of perform in the group fixtures of the Europa League. So, but his first sort of breakthrough was August 2020 because he started appearing on the bench.
Yeah, he didn't play under Emery.
No, I don't think so.
He did. I've got the receipts. He scored goals in the League Cup and in the Europa League under Emery in the group stages.
There you go then. Sorted.
But no, I'm glad that was his season though. When that winter, Christmas, when he came in at Boxing Day, that was the moment when
the one against Chelsea. He came on and he replaced Willian, didn't he, against Chelsea?
And just tore him to pieces. It was
ended a very, very poor run. I was expecting to lose on that day, but
that turned the men's side around. I should say on the men's side, what Will says, the last, I know it wasn't really last, but just because it came to mind, I was there for Cazorla's last game was for Arsenal. And as is always the case, when these ones, you don't often know it's their last game at the time, but it was.
I think one of the last games for me would have been Thomas Rositzky's and Arteta's last game. On the same day, Arteta scored his last goal for the club, but he wasn't having a testimonial like Thomas Rositzky at the same time, because it's sort of about Thomas, obviously. But they awarded the goal elsewhere. But as far as the fans in the stadium were concerned, that goal was his. And I think one of the most memorable things about that game is we were listening to Newcastle batter Tottenham. We'd be playing our game, and all of a sudden the whole stadium lights up, including the away fans. I think, who was it? Someone that went down, Aston Villa, I think, that season. Yeah. And it was just hilarious because they were turning up as Disney characters, Looney Tunes, and it was actually quite comical. But we were all on the same side because Newcastle were absolutely battering Tottenham Hotspur on the last day of the season, and it's just stuff like that. It's just absolutely glorious. It just warms the heart. But the boss is back. Happy days. Can we get back to the women now?
Yes, that shall. So, in the news then. The US have gone through. Emily Fox had 63 minutes for the US in their 2-1 win against Japan, which I find quite funny. Japan scored 26 seconds from kickoff. If you do,
can I ask who scored? Do you know?
I haven't got it down, but
no worries. I can ask my friend Google later. Thank you.
It is worth watching. Just those first 26 seconds, because it is very, very un-American, shall we say, for them to concede that quickly from kickoff.
It was Seek. It was Kiko Sike who scored. It said 20 or so seconds in.
Yeah, no, I can see that as just that's interesting. They didn't play Miyazawa. Did she go? She did. Okay, she came on off the bench. Fair enough.
That's their loss. It didn't start a quality player.
Oh no, absolutely. Why would you bench the top goal scorer for the World Cup? Like, come on. I know she's had a quiet season at United, but she is.
Yeah.
And Canada will take on the US after winning against Brazil on penalties. Canada have a bit of a problem with penalties. They haven't won their last couple, but to be able to their last one, USA in the final of the Gold Cup, which they lost. But it was 1-1 before it went straight to penalties, so no extra time. So and Chloe went off on 76 minutes, so they won't need to worry about her being overworked like she was in that Conti Cup final. But to be honest, everyone put in a really good shift that game. A bit surprised about the minutes, but it's just one of those things. The Lionesses under-19s have officially qualified for the Euros in Lithuania this summer. Michelle Agerman scoring the only goal of the game against Portugal. They do face Italy tomorrow, just in that final game.
I'm just curious, does anyone actually score apart from Michelle Agerman for that team? Like every single time, I don't hear anybody else's name, which is a bit concerning.
There are a few.
There are a few,
but it will be like if Michelle's not playing, I think it will be some of the others will pop in with a few goals. I think Freya Godfrey does score quite regularly.
Very well for next season.
I think the last couple of games it's just been Michelle, and that's probably why I'm asking. I'm like, again?
Thing is that when you see what stuff Michelle's doing next season, do you loan her again, or do you keep her?
I think she's 18 now.
Yeah.
So I'd give her I'd send her over to Charlton.
I would
let her go and play ball with Freya, but kind of retain her at the same time.
I would loan her out, but go to a WSL club.
Everton, Villa.
That would be good.
I'm not sure about Villa. Everton could be there because they there's going to be rumours going around about their attackers. Maybe West Ham might be another shout.
Yeah, West Ham.
They're always looking for strikers and never actually fitting one in the back of the net. Anyway, just thoughts going.
I think they scrape through every season anyway.
Thoughts go out to Christy Grimshaw. 99 appearances for AC Milan. She tears her ACL. So again, another ACL member. But just thoughts with it. It's horrible to do that in your 99th appearance as well. So close to 100, and it just goes. Tom Jerry, I don't do this every time. Tom Gary.
Oh dear.
I'm so sorry,
Oh, dear.
Tom Gary, the journalist.
Independent.
I thought that was Jerry running
Telegraph.
across the screen just then.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm hearing sort of
Yeah.
classical music and some slapstick sound effects as
You know what? I used to do walking football with a guy called Jerry. He was the nicest guy in the world, and I just think every time I see that name, I just think Jerry. I don't know why.
Tom Jerry the Telegraph, yes.
Tom Gary, the BBC and Sky are set to continue the TV deal next season. No long-term deals have been agreed. That's given more time though for them to be agreed next season. So we might see not next season, but the season after, which will be 25-26 new TV deals, which could potentially move into, if you think about how the Premier League has acted, it could mean a move into Amazon. It could mean a move away from the FA player altogether. It's very much up in the air at the moment.
This is a big thing for Newco. They've got to get this right. We've got a really good system at the moment with the Sky deal and the BBC deal, the FA player picking up a lot of the fixtures, the other fixtures in the pool, and occasionally a few what do you call it, Conti Cup ties as well. They cover some of those, and then the FA Cup ties. TV rights is something that Newco absolutely have to nail. And if the FA player goes, I think it will go at some point, or certainly they will reduce the amount of games on there. They have to make sure that it's done correctly. They could just carry on with this Sky and BBC deal, but there are going to be other interested parties. We've heard of TNT Sports, circling around looking for a slice of the pie. So, but it's good. It's great to see that there is interest. And I think back to the early days of WSL, things were either not broadcast or they were streamed on Facebook Live. And if you really, really dig around, you can still find those old broadcasts deep in the past of the internet. So yeah, they've come a long way from that and on the red button to now being on different broadcasters trying to get a slice of that WSL pie. So big challenge for Newco. They've given themselves a year to sort of ponder this, but they've got to get it right when it comes out.
I think they've got to get a lot of things right, Adam. They're refereeing, the potential VAR light and everything else, but you can't sort of get that stone rolling until you get the referees right, because the decisions and the amount of times it takes to even get a yellow is just unreal. Know how bad it is. It's unreal. And there's some tackles you sit there and think, that should be a yellow. There's no card, and then a softer one will be given, and you're sitting there like, what the hell is going on? And then you'll hear the referees are Tory, especially if you're sitting with me. So insulting than the actual original phrase, to be fair.
Let's be honest, I think that's a long list. So go on to Stina Blackstenius getting not only the player of the month, she got the goal of the month as well. So huge congratulations to Stina, that she's the first player to get the double since Casey McCabe, and that was October last year.
Double, was that the same season?
So we've done the Chelsea double. Sorry, couldn't help myself.
This is quite interesting because the player of the month is specific to women, and there's a separate one for women, separate one for the men. The goal of the month is an open field. You have men, you have women, and you have the academy. So the fact that people are voting on the women's side, because that was always a thing of, will it always be the case? Will the women actually get a chance? Because everyone will just vote for whoever scored in the Premier League, and you had you all used to be sort of second or third, but now the women's team it helps it was a trophy-winning goal, but it's great to see that the women's players are winning in an open contest with everybody else connected with Arsenal. That bodes really well, and like you say, it's an award double. So I look forward to seeing her receive her award, hopefully at the next Arsenal game.
No, I'm quite ecstatic for Stina. I mean, it's a lot. She did 7 goals in 9 games over the competition. One of those was a hat trick, and it was just sublime.
2 hat-tricks.
Well, I only got to see one, so no.
No, I only got to see one either. We both only saw one of them.
Do you know what? Our wonderful guest from the last pod, Lucy, she's seen both. I am utterly so jealous of her. Do you know what I mean? Because she was with you at the Reading game.
Yes.
And she was with me for the Tottenham game?
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, yep, there we go. I'm still trying to get my head around a worldie from that game from Frida. So but yeah, I've seen so many great goals this season. I just sit there and get confused, and I don't know where they're coming from. They're just in my head. I just and who's who. It's just mental.
In the season, there would be maybe struggling a bit with goals. The Conti Cup was sort of the complete antithesis of that. The goals just seemed to flow constantly. We had 3-0s, 3-1s, 4-0s.
Yeah, it won't always be like that. You need to remember that. Like these lower teams are not going to always be like this, and it's a case of investment and growing properly. Nuco might have taken over the WSL, but they need to be looking below before they even touch us.
Yeah,
if I'm honest with you,
they are looking at the championship as well. They are going to be in charge of that as to begin with. So
good.
You always look at the game against Southampton. I mean, I know there's a bit of bias here, but that was probably one of the best games that we've had, because it was very on the edge of a knife. Like, it was 50-50. You didn't know who was going to win it, and then Amanda goes and scores in the last minute, and that's it.
You say there's bias in there.
Yeah.
Who was you supporting? I've got to ask.
I was in the Arsenal
uni person.
Arsenal comes
that's what I say. Mr. Southampton University.
You're trying to bite. I'm not going to bite anymore.
Well, no, you mean we're trying to fish and you're not biting anymore?
Honestly, in all honesty, Southampton away was one of the finest away games. Well, I would say the surprise of
I am kind of gutted I missed that game, if I'm honest with you.
I wasn't expecting that when I went to Southampton, I must admit, but I got that was a real spectacle and a bit of a roller coaster, and it had obviously the twist at the end that benefited us. But it's the first time, I think it was the first time I've been away to a championship side, thanks to because of the Conti Cup and so forth. And it sort of shed a light on there are really good teams, and the championship is badly under coveraged. A lot of these teams, like Southampton, deserve more recognition for what they're doing down there. Looking at the title race, might be beyond them this season. I think they've slipped down a few places, but certainly it deserves to have a bit of more coverage, even if it's just on the FA player. And maybe that's something the new coach should look into, because there's a lot of quality in there.
The championship is heating up, but you have just reminded me. I should have asked this as well at the beginning. Kayla Rendell has been called up for the Lionesses after Kiara Keating has been called up. I've always been a big fan. I think I've talked about it quite a lot. But has there ever been another player that you've sort of thought, as soon as they got a call up, that's going to be the step up now?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of players, because most of the players I know with the whole calling up of England are players I already know, and the ones that have been called up are ones I've never heard of. I'm trying to think of who's been called up during the Serena era. Keating's the obvious one. Maybe Lotta when she got called up to the Olympic squad, when she was starting to sort of work her way in. I tell you, actually, fairness one, a good one. Anna Patton for Ireland. That's and that's one of the things I'm looking forward to on tomorrow night. Depending on when you're listening, we are recording this on the Monday night. If you're listening on Tuesday morning, I'm looking forward to seeing Anna Patton play today. That is going to be a big step up for her. So, yeah, I would also say Kyra Keating's the obvious one as well. We haven't seen her play, but certainly she's warranted the call up. So again, it'd be interesting when she does actually get a chance to put on the Lioness jersey and defend between the sticks. We'll see if she can match up to us.
I'm going to go completely out the ballpark here and don't take the easy way with the English and the Irish, but I'm going to go for Linda Caicedo for Colombia in the World Cup last year. First senior tournament. Like, she's been 3 World Cups the last 3 summers. First senior call up, and what a game. She's having an okay season over at Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, yeah.
Real Madrid, yeah.
But it's not fantastic. She hasn't got the service she actually needs to do what she needs to do.
You are rather fond of her.
Yeah, I am. I am. I own that. But thing is, if you look at her, it's not just the way she plays football. She's really inspiring. You look at her backstory. 16 years old, she beats cancer, and she goes into the under 18s, under 21s, and then into the senior team 3 summers back to back. Under 21s, I believe that was the year she actually won the World Cup. So she's an incredible human being. Never mind the football. The football's just the icing on the cake.
It does put it into perspective a little bit, and we'll try and up the trend a little bit of happy news. Dogs Trust Leeds have named puppies after the name of Lionesses. And you might be wondering why I'm asked why I'm talking about this. So one of them has been called after Beth Mead. So they just named him after the surname. So
by chance, is this dog a spaniel?
I don't know the dog breed altogether.
Okay, sorry, I just had to ask because of her dog. Sorry.
But there have been other Lionesses names also chosen. Some of them, I think you might think, are United fans with the links. So see if you can spot it. Leah Galton, Lucy Staniforth, Millie Turner, and Mary Earps.
Yeah, interesting choice on Galton.
Yes, I was thinking, considering she doesn't have a cap for England.
I don't know if she's on a cap for England, but she has excluded herself from being picked for England, which for the reason she's given, absolutely fine, totally get it. But yeah, if you're picking Lionesses, they've just picked Man United players and Beth Mead.
There are other ones that I have and haven't picked. I think there's one with Harry Kane's. There's one of them with Rachel Daly. There are a few other ones as well.
Harry Kane's not a Lioness.
I know. I know, but
I know he's desperate to win a trophy, but there are lines here. You do not cross.
I think Millie Bright and Fran Kirby also got one as well. So there was a few other. I think it was a litter of about 9 or 10 in the end. So some good ones. A bit of sad news as Leah Codner has withdrawn from the Spanish side after a muscular discomfort. This is as a precaution. This was reported earlier today by Tim Stillman as well as some of the other outlets. And last but not least, Leah.
I can confirm that the litter that you're referring to, they're all white Staffordshire Bull Terriers. Sorry.
There we go.
So if anyone was looking for a dog, contact and have a football passion,
I might
I'm
have
sure.
to inquire after Kirby. Very cute.
Don't tell Beth Mead. They'll have another Instagram account set up for her own dog, mini Beth Mead, that they'll be running around the house as well.
Well, oddly enough, Beth has replied to it to say it was very cute, as I think Rachel Daly's also replied to it as well. So I think the players thought it was a really good idea and really enjoyed it. I'm sure that at some point that is Lioness and Dogs Trust Leeds.
I do have to say though, they did name one of the dogs after Galton. She doesn't play for England, has she?
No.
We just said that. This is saying she's the one who's excluded herself from England duty. Which is absolutely fine.
Just scrolling through. One of the male pups has been called Southgate. Poor kid.
That's
come on. That's
Southgate and Kane were the only 2 boys out of the whole 9. Poor kids.
The RSPCA out. Get the RSPCA on the line. This is just cruel. This is awful. Call them Saka and Smith Rowe, not Southgate and Kane.
Yeah, at least Smith Rowe's a European champion.
I thought he was a world champion.
Oh, whichever. He's won a trophy with the England's under 21.
So, as we move over from one side of the country, we move to another country, and we are heading to Dublin for this one. We've had the press conference earlier today. Leah Williamson speaking quite a lot. It's also been confirmed that Leah Williamson will be starting this game. So yes. How excited are you that Leah is finally starting? And more importantly, how many minutes do you reckon she's going to get?
I don't want her starting. I want her to be rested. I don't want her playing. I want her nice and fresh back for the rest of the season. And call me selfish, but as much as I want the Lionesses to do well and qualify, I don't want my captain playing. Not when she was taken off at halftime in the Conti Cup not final. No way. Call me a cynic, but it's not worth the risk. But if Serena's happy with her, in Serena we trust, I guess. But at least we'll have some leadership back on the pitch. That's the only plus for me. I just feel like we haven't, since we've lost sort of Millie Bright, Leah. There's big characters on that pitch, but there's no big leaders, and that's been our issue. And Leah Williamson is that person.
100%. I'm glad that she is going to get the start. I mean, I did want to see her when we went to Wembley. We were at Wembley for the Sweden game, but the game state didn't really offer the chance for her to start. I think it's a good point you mentioned about the injury she had. Well, it wasn't an injury; it was a precaution. It was like a fear of an injury that came on. But I think she's got to play at some point. We can't not ever play her until the end of time, just in case she gets injured, because then we'll just never play a player anyway. You know, at some point she's got to have an England game. I reckon she'll get 45 minutes, and if the game is settled by then, she'll come off in the second half, and then they bring Lottie and Moy on or someone. I don't know. With Greenwood centre back, England can move about and maybe bring her off, but I don't think she'll play 90 minutes. I think it would be irresponsible if they did. To be honest, I thought she would be on the bench again and maybe come on in the second half, but no. It's good to see her starting, and it's proved to be quite a popular choice on social media. Certainly, I think a lot of us have missed Leah Williamson. I think actually it's been almost a year since the Australia game, which is obviously the last time Leah played for our country. I think it's something like 364 or 55. It's very close. So it's almost poetic that she gets to start again, and she'll want to play better than she did her last outing in that Australia game. She sadly made, she made one mistake, maybe two, for the 2 goals. So by first to fifth, I think it was at Brentford's ground. So no, good to see coming back. Another big step on the ACL recovery, and as Lottie said, offers a good voice, a good leadership in that dressing room. There's some interesting comments. I was going to say on the press conference, she was actually asked about Katie McCabe and asked if they'd been swapping notes and spoken to each other, and she's very much like, no, the firewall is up. There is no communication. I think Katie was even asked the same, and she's like, no, we haven't spoken to anybody. We've not swapped notes. I always find that interesting. That mindset when you have a teammate who plays against your nation coming up, before an international break and afterwards, and I think it's even more so in the women's game. I think the players are a lot closer, should we say, with the men's, and how that works with the friendship they have in the team, and suddenly they are now having to play against each other. I'm really looking forward to seeing Leah Williamson versus Katie McCabe. I think it's going to be a cracking duel.
Lottie? You're mute.
Sorry, I've just muted my external microphone, and then that because I just had to run around and shut all my windows because it's absolutely chucking down tonight. And if you're listening to this tomorrow, it's fine. It's not raining. You're good. Although I could be wrong after I've seen the weather report. No, I think the LW v Katie McCabe's gonna be absolutely brilliant battle, depending if Lotta starts or not. It's a question of, these girls know each other very well, and they're going to know the routes around each other, how they play, how to how to wind up Katie, and get her to bite. Just a bit like when me and Adam were fishing for Matt. Same thing basically. So it's going to be an interesting thing, because obviously she knows Leslie very well as well. Well, she should do by now. We're almost at the end of season. And they did sort of open the goal scoring for us together for the season at Villa, at the Emirates.
What I think will be... Oh, sorry, Adam. Go on.
Do you think Katie McCabe will get booked?
Yes.
There was a bit of a...
Yeah, there was a pause there, and like, how can you ask me that question? Like, it's like asking me, is Granit Xhaka going to get a yellow card in an Arsenal shirt? Do you know how much money I used to make off that man from picking up cards? If there was Katie McCabe bet, I would be putting money on it every week.
Which Lioness will she get the booking against? Who will she foul, do you think, to get that yellow card?
Chloe Kelly.
Or will it be just a scent? Will she shove the referee?
I'm going to go for Stanway.
You think Jordan Stan?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if those two get into fisticuffs, we could be into get a proper football contest. That would be,
because they've got the same sort of temperament. They both play to win, and that's what I like about both of those players.
Oh,
you want players that will do that. They will put their head down, put the work in. So yeah, I'm going to go with Stanway. Matt?
I think. I don't know.
No, Adam, go on.
I was going to say, I think it's going to be Leah Williamson. I think it's going to be captain. I think it's going.
I think. Well, I did say Chloe Caddy because it always seems to be against Man City. She gets the yellow.
She's going to bounce the ball in the head again.
There was a couple of times.
That's her own fault.
Well, it was Chloe Kelly. Well, Chloe Kelly was doing what Chloe Kelly does best, and that's antagonising people just to sort of.
No, it's antagonising Katie McCabe. Let's be serious.
But Katie thrives on people trying to battle her back. So people like Lauren Hemp is other people that she has targeted in the past, and they've had a nice little argy-bargy as well. So I think there's plenty of people that on both sides that would probably be looking at potentially getting a yellow card in this one because it's a very.
Yeah, I'm going to say we're veering now dangerously towards team predictions, but I'm just thinking Katie McCabe is normally on the left, so if we assume she's a left back, she'll be taking on whoever we play on the right.
Anybody for Katie McCabe to pocket James again?
Well, this is what I can say. What happens if we put Beth Mead on the right against Katie McCabe, or it could be Lauren James. We know those two have had history. You know, McCabe did very well.
Well, on the left, let's be honest, it's going to be either Hemp or it's going to be James at this point.
Our right.
On the right, sorry. Yeah, our right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, ignore me.
Yeah.
But on the left, my left fact still stands.
Yes, so I think it'll either be Lauren James or Beth Mead. I think I'm really intrigued to see how Katie McCabe is going to be against our Lionesses, especially if it's, let's say, Beth Mead, and how that battle would work. That would be interesting. There might be a few laughs between them, I think, between the cynical fouls.
Well, I'm just quickly looking to see how they lined up against France. It's taken a while. But in the meantime, just quickly on the head-to-head, this has been a bit confusing because there seems to be records mismatching, really. So England have won 6 of the previous games against Ireland. So that's 6 games, 6 wins. But some are also suggesting it's 7. The goals for are 28-1 in England's favour. And let's go further down. So Ireland have yet to score a goal on home soil, against England. 3 previous meetings, which was in the 80s. They lost 15-0 in 1980, lost 1-0 in 1982, lost 6-0 in 1985.
Okay, when was the last time because we played Northern Ireland quite a few times, but when was the last time we actually played Ireland? What was the last date?
And it will be 1985.
We haven't played Ireland since 1985. How has that even happened? Like all the friendlies you've had, I know Ireland is not one of the home nations, because we played against Wales and Scotland, but sure, they are right there. If you want to be friendly, why aren't we playing? Especially when they've got players like Katie McCabe and Louise Quinn. It seems a massive this has been a massive missed opportunity. A lot of those Irish players played it themselves.
But a lot of those players know the Lionesses, and you need to sort of broaden your field of who you're playing against as well. So I kind of get why they haven't, and I kind of get why they did. If that makes sense.
Playing a team that knows your players will mean it'll be a harder game than just playing friendlies against, I don't know, Latvia and Luxembourg. You're more likely to get a
fixtures. They're not going for the easy ones. We have. I'm sorry, but Latvia, come on.
Yeah, I'm just surprised.
Even North Macedonia.
We basically haven't played them in was it 1985? You say
1985, and
so that's almost 30 40
29 years.
is it?
It's
29.
nearly 30 years.
29 years. It's nearly 30 years we haven't played them, which just the maths is for me just is bonkers.
Yeah.
For any team, not just Ireland, but to not have played that team. Because all the fixtures we have played and international football, we play a lot of games.
Yeah.
That we've never aligned in the same group for anything. We've never had a friendly. Just in general,
It's probably also a case of their qualification as well.
Mm.
If you look at it, they've only just recently qualifying for stuff because of the caliber of like specific players they have. I mean, Katie went to her first World Cup last summer, and she scored that absolute frigging worldie from the corner.
She'll always get
did.
that. Have that moment.
But that's why when you mention those head-to-head records, like the 15 years, you take that with a humongous pinch of salt because that island doesn't exist anymore, and by extension, that England doesn't exist anymore. We're on a completely white slate here, so we have really no idea how these two teams are really going to match up. We've got nothing to base it on because really they've got no track record against one another, given the disparity between the last game. So this has got a greater intrigue than the Sweden game, because at least with the Sweden game, we know that we hardly ever beat Sweden. We always, lose them, and then we got that one win in the Euros that gave us a bit of hope. This one is like we're going in blind basically, which is fascinating. We don't normally get that with a Lioness match.
I will just quickly move on to the rest of these. England scored in their last 9 games. The last time they didn't was the World Cup final. Thanks for the reminder, the FA. Ireland are without a goal in their last 3 games after winning 6 of their previous 6. After winning their previous 6 matches, which would have been the Nations League. Alessia Russo is 1 short of goal involvements to equal last season's tally of 5 in 11 games, 8 involvements. Lauren James has assisted 2 in her last 2 games. That's Italy and Sweden. 7 goal involvements in 5 internationals. Ireland's solo shot on target was their fewest since September 2022 versus Slovakia.
They had 1 shot on target against France. Is that right? That one. Yeah, they. Again, this is one bit worried with this England game. They held that French team off, and we know the talent the French have got. To have held them off for that long and only see the goal, and there was an early goal. They obviously saw out the win, but they're going to be a stubborn outfit if they can limit France to that. And I think it's just going to be one of these games of patience. And if we make another defensive gaffe like we sort of did against Sweden, it could be it could be a long tough Tuesday night.
Well, should I just go quickly on to Ireland played a 5-4-1. Courtney Brosnan in goal, Anna Patton, Louise Quinn and Caitlin Hayes as the centre backs. I'm always going to get this wrong. Aoife Manon, the Man United player, and Heather Payne as Manon.
Yeah.
I could get Manon. It's just that first
Just
name.
stick with that.
Heather Payne is the other as the wing back. Katie McCabe, Denise O'Sullivan, Megan Connolly, even Emily Murphy as the midfielders. And the striker was Kyra Carusa. I think that's the one worry I have, is that they don't really have a striker and they rely on their midfield to get them out of trouble.
Did you say where was McCabe positioned in that setup? Was she as a left winger or as a left midfielder?
Just as a midfielder, I've had to go through Ireland's national team to actually find it.
5-4-1.
5-4-1, yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'd imagine she's going to be on the far left of the 4. So basically, it's ultra defensive. It's ultra defensive, low block. It's going to try and, if that's what they do against France, that's likely what they do against us. They're going to put 10, including the goalkeeper, 10 players behind the ball, sit deep, look for the counter, probably try and spring on forward. And then if you've got Katie McCabe on set pieces, you've got a chance to pick something, especially if you've got the aerial prowess of the likes of Louise Quinn. Lots of familiar names in there for those who obviously follow the WSL, like Manon. Connolly rings a bell for some reason.
Heather Payne plays for Everton, so does Courtney Brosnan.
Brosnan.
Alan Patton, obviously, and Louise Quinn.
Yeah.
I'll probably some people might say Denise O'Sullivan because she's in the NWSL with. I don't know.
Even more. This is what I mean. There is if there's WSL quality players in that side. I could say them with Sweden. It probably did earlier. The previous pod. Yes, we could probably expect Republic of Ireland finish bottom of the group, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. If we have to, in order for that to happen, we have to turn up. And this is not a walkover group. This is a walkover team. This is going to be a tough battle. These players are going to be 100% up for it. I think it's going to be a brilliant spectacle. I think England will be pushed in different ways than they were against Sweden. Certainly, I think the atmosphere as well will certainly help the Irish. So yeah, this is why I'm concerned that this is no game in this group should be easy. But if this is the sort of the best way to describe this, compared to the likes of Sweden and France, this is the sort of basement level team, and they're going to be good. So this is only going to highlight how strong this group is, and we best be ready for them.
So just thinking back a long time ago, England played Northern Ireland men, and Northern Ireland went on to win 1-0 at home.
Was it Healy?
David Healy scored the goal, yes.
David Healy, yeah. I remember watching this on TV. Yeah, 2005, I think it was. Got a pants pulled down on that one, bit embarrassing.
So just thinking about that, if you think that this is potentially Republic of Ireland's offered their own sort of moment, imagine if they could get a 1-0 win against the current European champions on their own patch.
Katie McCabe gets like a 20 minutes to go. Katie McCabe runs through and levers one in with her left foot into the top corner. Yeah, it could happen if we're not up for it. 100%. And for the growth of the game in Republic of Ireland, it would be massive. It would be a result they would talk about for generations. I know the Northern Irish, I think, talk a lot about the Healy goal against England. That was their moment. I mean, they didn't obviously get up there. England topped their group in qualification. It was ultimately meaningless, the result from our perspective. But for Northern Ireland, it was everything, and rightly so. And if we mess this up and Ireland gets, I'd say maybe even a point, if they hold the European champions out, don't see the goalkeeper clean sheet, get a draw, or as you say, if McCabe gets one with 10 minutes to go, 20 minutes to go, then it will be an embarrassment for us, and it will be a momentous moment for them, and you would have to say fair play to them. And it would hopefully inspire, again, we go down this route again, time and time again, but it will inspire the next generation of Irish players. Think, yes, we can play for this team because this team's going places. Like Anna Patton, I'm going to commit my future to the Republic of Ireland. So yeah, that's it. It will be good for everybody apart from us.
Is there anyone that worries you, Lottie? Just anyone that we haven't talked about so far?
Risha Littlejohn.
Oh
yeah, it's just it's just her.
Yeah,
I don't need an explanation. She's the only one that concerns me. I just don't know what kind of mood she's going to rock up in, especially if she's playing side to side with her ex. So yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm not sure she'll be trying to break England legs or her own. So I don't know. I don't think she'll play though. I have a feeling with everything else that's going on, especially if their head coach has seen everything online, which yeah.
Adam, is there anyone? Sorry, go on.
No, again, the main ones I know are the ones we have mentioned. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, we had Louise Quinn for a few seasons, and I'm not going to say she's no Leah Williamson, but she certainly she's a very decent defender. I think maybe we saw some of that when she was back at Birmingham. Yes, they went down, but I don't think that was down to Louise Quinn's fault. I think she was a good leader for them at the back. And she'll be doing the exact same for them when they go over there. She's going to be marshalling that back line alongside Anna Patton, who we know, as Arsenal fans know, is a very, very talented defender who couldn't know that a place of us. There was no room in the defence for her, sadly, so she had to go elsewhere. And likewise of England, I think England have left a very talented player of, I would say, great potential. I wouldn't say she's a finished product by any means, but she is a great player, a raw talent of great potential. And if she settles in that Irish backline over the next few years, she could be a massive part of that team. So she could easily have a brilliant game against us. She could be one of these ones where you're seeing Anna Patton getting the blocks in and heading everything clear, and whoever's on commentary, that'll be that's the player of the match. And a pattern, kept Lauren James in her pocket, didn't give her a sniff, etc., etc. So that's the one. Equally though, given the fact she's a young player, could easily be susceptible to an error. I wouldn't be surprised if Serena, looks and thinks, if put Lauren James on her, for example, see if we can get any change out of her, because that's how we might do it. But yeah, I think that's a what do you call it, a coin toss, because of her youth and her run and her inexperience. She's going to be a second game playing for Ireland now, because she made a debut against France. She could either rise to the occasion to play against her former teammates, or the occasion to get to her. So that's the one I've got my eye on.
I think for me it would be Leanne Kiernan, and just for the moment she came off the bench for Ireland against France, so I'd be interested to see how she's getting on. She's still coming back from injury, so she's not 100% fit, but I'll be one to keep an eye on for definite. The other one I'd probably say, the one we don't really know much about, would be Denise O'Sullivan. So just quickly go over some of the other games. Our Matildas, that is Kyra Cooney-Cross. Caitlin Ford and Steph Catley are facing off against Mexico. That is in Mexico on Wednesday, 1 a.m. kickoff UK time. The Netherlands are against Norway. That is an 8:45 kickoff. We still don't know if Victoria Pelova is going to be playing, because she had a little bit of a niggle for that one. So
I think she's going to be out. I think she will probably miss the rest of the.
Yeah, I'm hoping she'll be rested. I mean, she needs it. Let's put it that way. She's had a lot of minutes recently.
Who do you say that the Dutch are playing? Sorry, Matt, in after
Norway.
Norway. Oh, Frida's not going to be in that one at all.
Frida's going to be there now, but there is,
they're still a strong team even without her. To be fair.
Yeah, they're still a strong team. I mean, we spoke about the disappointment of our draw. You look at the Netherlands, and is that away in Norway, or is that home to Norway?
Home.
Okay, so yeah.
They'll definitely have the 12th woman in the stands, that's for sure.
12th player, yeah, they will be. I mean, I was over for the Netherlands game against England in Utrecht, which England sadly lost, and I was a sole England fan in a sea of orange. They don't half support their team. I tell you what, they are amazing, the Dutch fans, and that's going to be. I do wish I was kind of going to be there to watch it, but that's going to be a spectacle. Norway will have to be on their A game, because I'm absolutely certain that the Dutch will come out the mirror thing, and I fully expect them to respond with a win there.
Absolutely.
They are next level. Denmark taking on Belgium at 7 o'clock kickoff. That is with Katrine Moller-Cool. Obviously, Ireland versus England, the 7:30 kickoff. That is on ITV1. If you are in the UK, please check where you are.
Oh, that means I can watch that game back. That's brilliant. Sorry, I'm at another game tomorrow.
I'm finding this very interesting. So this qualifier against England, Ireland versus England, this is not on ITV4. This is on ITV1.
Yeah.
Because ITV have been doing England. I'm sorry to say this, but ITV have been doing England dirty ever since they've got the contract, because they keep. Was it England Netherlands? I think it was the 3-2 spectacle at Wembley, big crucial match for the qualifying, huge crowd in there. And I believe it was put on ITV4. They put it on their secondary channel, and they've been doing this a lot with the Lionesses. And I thought it was great that they've gone out of their way to get the contract for the Lionesses, only for them to decide to just sideline them and put, I don't know, Emmerdale on or Coronation Street, whoever was on at the time. So it's good to see that they are putting them rightly front and centre Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Friday night, whenever it's meant to be on. Hopefully, this is something they're going to start doing consistently more often, putting them in the primary slot, because it seems madness that you go all out for a product not to put it front and centre. So no, this is good news, and hopefully the rest of the qualifiers will follow the same pattern.
And lastly, the USA. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention the players. So Alessia Russo, Leo Williamson, Lotta Weaver-Moy, and Katie McCabe, all on that one. And USA versus Canada, the She Believes Cup final. It's going to be Wednesday at midnight UK time. Just check where it's going to be. It's usually on YouTube.
Matt, you can catch the third place battle at 9 p.m. that night as well on YouTube somewhere.
Ooh.
I did have a look at the times, so I quite fancy Brazil v Japan. It's going to be interesting.
That's got World Cup levels to it, hasn't it? Brazil versus Japan.
It's just the vibes. It's
And
exciting.
that's just for the third place. So that should be good.
Exactly.
Just a quick one. I think the answer's probably going to be the same, but with the exception of Leah Williamson coming in, we're not expecting any major changes for England, are we?
I would probably say, if anything, it's going to be who's going to be on the wing. I imagine Katie. Beth.
Well, that's a plot twist,
Beth
isn't it?
is going to come in.
Wrong colours.
Beth is going to come in
Beth on the
and
right,
she's
I think
going to
Beth
play
is
on the
on the
right. I think Hemp goes to the bench if you're going to play Lauren James. But if Lauren James doesn't play, to be honest, it doesn't bother me
I
because
think for me, you bench James, play Lauren and Beth. There's no other answer to it.
Do you stick with Clinton, or would you start Tombs ahead of Clinton if you've got Bruce up front?
Sorry, stick with Clinton and who?
Or play Toon as a 10 behind Russo?
Oh, Grace Clinton. I can't believe I just did that.
No, I was impressed by Clinton when I saw her at Wembley. I thought she looks like she's at this level. I think she needs a few more games, but she didn't look out of place playing in that 10 position. So I wonder if maybe Serena might persevere with that. Got a great goal against Austria, wasn't it? Was it Italy or Austria? The first
I think
one.
she scored against one of them.
Yes, Austria.
Austria.
Because I remember Rachel Daly interview saying that she was going to go out and score, and she did.
She did. Hopefully, Rachel Daly has been telling all our England Lionesses that they're all going to score against Ireland, because that would really help.
Well spoken, eh?
Exactly.
Well,
I'm fascinated how it's going to line up, so we shall wait and see.
So USA Canada She Blues final Wednesday midnight UK time. It'll be on YouTube. That will be Emily Fox versus Sabrina Delangelo, and Chloe Lacasse.
Chloe Lacasse.
It is going to be the battle of chance. Emily Fox of America versus 24 Lacasse running down the wing.
Yeah.
But that is all for the moment. Adam, where can people find you?
So you can find me in a few places. You can find me at Adam Salter4, where I basically post loads of nonsense about Arsenal, men and women, and spend a lot of time sort of winding up fan bases, constantly trying to reverse jinx our results, posting doom and gloom and deluded positivity at the same time. Also, the Arsenal Women Archive is live and up and running. There's going to be lots of Arsenal clips all throughout now until the end of the summer from WSL seasons past. So for those of you who have recently joined the Arsenal's WSL journey and maybe were unaware or have never seen some of our former greats play and maybe were unaware of the narratives dating back to say 2011, 13, 15, etc. Clips from those past years will be going up on the Arsenal Women Archive, and you can find that at the AW Archive. So do give that a look and give that a follow. And there'll be clips dropping nearly every day, 9 o'clock in the morning. So do keep an eye out for that.
You can also follow us on VAW Pod, or you can follow me on at MattLR28. Oh my god, I don't know what's happening.
You did a little you did a little la la la, can't get your words
you
out,
Matt
la
Lottie
la
Roberts
la.
in that one.
I don't know what's wrong with me tonight, but
It's
yeah.
Monday, Matt. It's Monday, Matt. That's what it is.
That's Lottie. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Lottie_AWFC on Twitter and Instagram, or on VAW Pod. Please make sure you smash that like button. And if you really did enjoy our nonsense, hit us a subscribe and get the notification bell on and never miss a show.
See, it's infectious, isn't it, when that happens? It's a sea of green, but can the Lioness prowl their way to victory over in Dublin at the Aviva event? I've done it again. It's the Aviva.
The Aviva Stadium.
Stadium.
Aviva Stadium.
Oh gosh.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
The Irish
That's
never
That's
going to
it.
forgive you
Night,
for
night,
this,
everyone.
Matt.
Matt, I hope
Good
the
night.
Lionesses can finish better than your epilogues. Let's put it that way.
I can't believe this is going
An
on.
absolute face palm moment
This
from
is
Matt right
just-
there. But we will all see you post Island. Come on, you Lionesses.
Come on.